basketball fans, welcome to the first round of the 2025 TBT here in Syracuse, New York at the SRC Arena. Each of today's games finds itself just 6 wins away from a TBT championship. It is now time for our second matchup of the first round between the number 6 seed, Rise and Grind, and the number 3 seed, Green Mountain Men. Rise and Grind will be the visiting team on the scoreboard in gray. Green Mountain Men, the home team, in green. Rise and Grind is led by their general manager, Jordan Maka, and head coach, Kerry Keating. Green Mountain Men is led by their general manager, Jake March. Their assistant coach and assistant general manager, Ernie Duncan, and head coach, Derek O'Grady. And now, let's meet the starting lineups brought to you today by the Air Force Reserve. First, for the visiting Rise and Grind. Starting at point guard, standing 6'1", number 23, Bijan Johnson. A 6'2" guard from Lindenwood University, number 1, TJ Clark Jr. A 6'3" guard from Xavier University of New Orleans, number 3, Rayshawn Martz. A 6'8" small forward from Davis and Elkins College, number 11, Kevin Bracey Davis. And in the middle, 6'10" center from George Washington University and LSU, number 12, Hunter D.
That's the jump, Danny. I think that's like the guy in the black.
And now the starting lineup for the home team, the Green Mountain Men. All players representing the University of Vermont. A 6'2" point guard, number 3, Ben Shungu. A 6'3" guard, number 13, Dylan Penn. A 6'6" guard, number 55, Robin Duncan. A 6'8" small forward, number 0, Alari Ayo. And a 6'8" center, number 25, Drew Urquhart. Fans, very quickly, TBT games are governed by NCAA rules, but with the following exceptions. We play 4 9-minute quarters. Players don't foul out until their 6th personal foul. We play FIBA goaltending rules except for on free throws. The 2-shot foul bonus occurs on the 5th foul of each quarter. And finally, TBT uses the Elam ending, which we will further explain when the time comes. But for now, without further ado, let's play ball.
We welcome you back to our coverage from Syracuse, New York. Bob Rathman, Eric Devendorf with you. This is game number 2 in the Syracuse Regional, the 3rd seed, playing in their first TBT, the Green Mountain Men, an alumni team representing the University of Vermont, going up against the 6th seed, Rise and Grind, a collection of D2, D3, and NAIA players under the direction of General Manager Jordan Marsh and head coach Kerry Keating. They are 0-2 all-time in TBT, and they are ready to play here in Syracuse. Opening tip to Rise and Grind, and it's a little tough to make out the uniforms here, but Rise and Grind is in a gray tone uniform with red numbers, and the Green Mountain Men in their Vermont green uniforms, but the color contrast is not that great.
Well, Bob, I'm colorblind, so I can't really.
No. You're gonna have a big day. We'll let you identify the players then. A turn and fire by Shungu is no good. Rise and Grind. This is Kevin Bracey Davis. Driving is Mart. Back out to Hunter Dean. From the wing, Crockett misses, and Duncan the rebound. This is a Vermont program that's had a ton of success if you follow the NCAA tournament over the years. Io Follier with the miss. Game looking for its first points here. And a trip in the lane.
Rising grind foul. Pardon me. Green Mountain men foul.
And Bob, I think both of these teams have some pretty good chemistry. Obviously, all Vermont alum, they're familiar with each other. And then Rise and Grind, 4 of the 5 starters are returning from last year, Crockett being the only one in his first year with Rise and Grind. So they have that camaraderie already.
Into the post at Hunter Dean. And an air ball goes out of bounds. And much like our first game today, it takes a while to get loose, to get familiar with your teammates. I have referred to it a lot of times, the difference between batting practice and baseball and live pitching. You know, you can practice as a team for a week, and it's all great, and you can scrimmage like the Green Mountain men did against the varsity team. But until you get out here and you start playing, it's a different ballgame.
A different feel. The lights are on. It's real referees. Your coaches aren't reffing the scrimmage. And, you know, obviously you're going against some different competition. But I think for both teams, the sooner you can settle in, the better you're going to be going forward.
Dean gets in deep and scores. Hunter Dean, the 6'10 center, finished his collegiate career at LSU as a grad student. A big body who can throw his weight around in that post. Dylan Penn fouled on the wing.
Rising grind foul against number 23,
Bijan Johnson with the personal.
Green Mountain men with the basketball.
Bob, for Rise and Grind, I think Dean is a guy that gives them an advantage. He's a big body. He's an old school type big. He commands some attention, but also out of the double team, he's a good passer and he can create opportunities for his team.
Oh, a beautiful drive and score by Robin Duncan. 2-2 ball game. And a turnover here for Rise and Grind.
Ball back to Green Mountain men.
Well, quite a feather in the cap of this Green Mountain team insofar as here they are playing in their first TBT, and the committee thought well enough of them to give them a 3 seed.
Well, all these guys are obviously played high-level ball in college, and now going overseas, multiple players on this team are playing high-level ball overseas. So the one thing being a first-time TBT team, just be aggressive. Don't come in here playing hesitant. That's how you make mistakes. If you're going to make mistakes, do it being aggressive.
Dylan Penn got that last basket for the Green Mountain men. A long 3 is good on the wing by Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson was a guy that coach from Rise and Grind was really talking about, a guy who could create offense for himself and for his teammates, a guy who could just give the ball and he can make a play for you.
Nice pass. And Penn with the dunk. And you can see right away that there's some continuity with the Green Mountain men.
Absolutely. Everybody, they came from the same program, similar system. They kind of know how to play off of each other, and they're showing it in these first couple possessions.
Mart. Short clock, rainbows a 3, an air ball into the lap of Ben Shengu. And a 3 is good by Drew Urquhart.
Well, one thing about this TBT, if you're going to shoot bad shots, then that defense is going to take advantage of that, go down and get transition opportunities. Great job by Vermont taking advantage of that.
No whistle. A block inside. And the Vermont alums come away with Urquhart coming up with the basketball. Trailing. And now a wing 3 that's an air ball taken by Drew Urquhart. And the ball's going to go out of bounds to the Green Mountain men. Rise and Grind will sub. And coming into the game, TJ Atwood. He wears number 15. To be able to tell these teams apart, you might be able to adjust the brightness on your screen. You can see the green uniforms a little bit better that way. Here's a block shot inside by Rayshawn Mart. 17 seconds on the Green Mountain men shot clock here. First quarter just underway from Syracuse.
Well, Bob, unlike the first game, I think these teams are a little bit more settled. It's not as much helter-skelter. The pace is a little bit slower. Both playing in half court a little bit more. Now they have to be efficient in that half court.
And a move inside by Bracy Davis. Duncan goes cross court. And this one knocked away. 20 on the shot clock, and we have a media timeout. 3:56 in the first. Green Mountain on top, 9-5. Welcome to Amateur Hour. Welcome to the end of my career. Back in Syracuse, 3:56 to play, opening period. The Green Mountain men from Vermont up 9-5 against Rise and Grind. Bob Rathman, Eric Dievendorf with you. We are D3, advanced in our first game, but that hardly begins to tell the story of that one. They were up 14 going to the Elam ending and held on to score the last 4 points to clinch it. Lane's hope came all the way back, tied the game at 71. Rise and Grind down by 4. Rayshawn Mart. Nice move inside. Tip, no. Denied was Hunter Dean, but another opportunity here for Rise and Grind. And the ball belongs to Green Mountain.
Great job by Vermont just being active defensively. Rise and Grind doing a good job of moving the ball, not letting it stick. You're going to find opportunities when you pass the ball like that.
Rise and Grind has 8 available players for this game today. Ben Carlson suffered a broken foot in their scrimmage against the varsity earlier this week. 3 ball on the way by Aaron Deloney. I'm excited to watch him play today. 24 years old, had a terrific career with the Catamounts.
You got to have guys that can make tough shots, and that was a tough shot right there by Deloney.
And Bracy Davis gets a tough 2. 12-7.
Just like we talked about in last game, Bob, you got to have guys who can make tough shots, but you can't sustain the whole game like that. You want to be able to get some easy opportunities, get out in transition and play as well.
Crockett knocks it down. 4-year pro, coming out of Lindenwood, played in Germany after Spain and Turkey. 12-9. Duncan with a left hand scores. He is a factor early in this game.
And that's why you love this tournament. All these guys are professional basketball players. They're getting paid to play the game, so you give them the ball, they know what to do with it. They can create for themselves and for their teammates.
Io Fallier with the rebound. Good ball movement. Urquhart kicks it back. And a foul on Hunter Dean. Well, you could tell, just watching the first few minutes of this game, the Green Mountain team, they've got their act together. These guys have played together. They know the offense. They know where, it's second nature. The ball movement, the people movement's been great.
I think a lot of teams come out here and they don't have a plan. They don't know what to do. Vermont right away, they know what their plan is. They know what they want to do offensively. They know what they want to do defensively. And it just makes it easier for everybody's role. They know what they're bringing to the team, and it makes it easier for the rest of the game.
Number 22, DJ Campbell in for Rise and Grind.
Ben Shungu to the line. Left Vermont in 22. A dominant player, won 4 America East regular season titles, went to 2 NCAA tournaments. Crockett. And the rebound to Green Mountain.
So you don't want to have too many possessions like that where you're just coming down and it's no pass shot. You want to be able to get some ball moving, make them play defense on the other side.
Oops. Coach was open, but
he was wide open. He's not playing, though.
16-9. The Vermont alums on top. First quarter, final minute. And I would say the basketball gods are very pleased with what they see after what we went through in that first game.
Well, we were watching the team shoot 2 for 20 from the three-point line. Now we're seeing guys trying to execute in the half court and take care of the basketball.
Oh. And that time, Shungu got hit in the face.
Last touch by Green Mountain men. Ball stays underneath with Rise and Grind.
8 seconds on the shot clock. Well, it looked like Ben took that one right in the chops. A lob and a foul.
Foul on 3, Ben Shungu.
Shungu with the foul.
Second. Foul on the floor.
The Green Mountain men being coached by Derek O'Grady. First time head coach in this TBT. Assistant coach at Vermont, went to school there. Hart, Campbell, barely drew iron. Rise and Grind gets it. Contact, no call, and a flush. The big fella, Hunter Dean.
Looks like he has some fans in the crowd, Bob, as he points to him, but he's showing his athleticism right there. He's already a big boy, but for him to get up above the rim like that was an athletic play right there.
And not only does he have fans at the game, they're sitting in Gucci Row.
Yeah. You know what? He hit up somebody special for those tickets.
Man, that set him back. So they're going to wave that basket off. There was a shot clock violation. 9.7 seconds left in the period. It remains 16-11.
Oh, so that point, so he pointed to his fans and it didn't count. All right, well, another opportunity.
So the Vermont alums get one last crack at it here at the end of the period. Shungu kicks. Deloney, nope. And that's the period. So the first period of our second game is in the books with our score, Green Mountain 16, Rise and Grind 9.
Green Mountain Net basketball to start quarter number 2.
Second quarter begins. Green Mountain up top by a 16-9 score. And they go right into the post, and this one pops out. Tough luck that time for Dylan Penn. Rise and Grind with it. They shot 4 of 16 from the floor in the first quarter, 1 of 6 on threes. Green Mountain 43% shooting in the first frame. Rise and Grind in the gray uniforms. Both teams have played well defensively. And a nice spin on the reverse. Beautiful move by Rayshawn Mart.
A great aggressive take, strong finish at the rim. It all started with the ball movement, having Vermont play off long closeouts. Way to attack it by Mart.
Shungu. And the rebound to Hunter Dean. Campbell turns the corner.
Great job by Rise and Grind out of those last 2 possessions. Not settling, looking to turn the corner, get downhill, and finishing at the basket strong.
Good ball movement at the end of the clock. And unfortunately, Dylan Penn could not connect. Second chance opportunity. 2 minutes into the second period. And a beautiful pass inside gets a bucket for Darren Payan.
Vermont's been doing a great job moving the ball. 4 assists in the first quarter alone.
And again, Hunter Dean, this one counts.
This one, yeah, he made up for the last one. The big fella's been doing a good job of just being around the rim, being available.
18-15. Deloney. Dean clears.
Great ball pressure right there by Rise and Grind. You don't want to give guys too much space and let them have too much time to make a decision. Get up and make them play.
Crockett fades. Good pace to this game. And a blocking foul on Rise and Grind. This one charged to Rayshawn Mart. So to the foul line goes Dylan Penn, who played one final season at Vermont after a 4-year career at Bellarmine, an Evansville, Indiana product. And as we've seen, left that one way short, but as we've seen, he's got the ability to get to the basket.
Number 25, Saquon Jameson, back in for Rise and Grind. Number 55, Robin Duncan.
Bob, I think you made a great point about the pace that they're playing with. They're playing with great pace, but also playing under control. In that first game, we saw a good pace, but everybody was out of control, which was leading to bad shots. These guys are playing under control, getting good looks, not falling every single time, but nonetheless getting good opportunities.
Again, the draw and kick, and a three-pointer for T.J. Atwood. Young man from Beaumont, Texas, who played collegiately at Lamar.
That's just good basketball. Pick and roll, play off 2 feet, stop, kick it out to your shooter, knock it down.
Duncan. Again, short clock. Duncan stripped. And a breakout for Johnson. And with that, Rise and Grind takes the lead, 20-19.
Great defense right there by Atwood. Vermont, you got to be careful. You don't want to start getting into the one-on-one game.
Duncan secures the offensive rebound, gets his own miss. The push shot by Penn, knocked away. Remember, we have the FIBA rule in place. Once that ball hits the rim from the field, you can go get it. And a foul on Vermont.
But I tell you what, Bob, that's great awareness down there, because a lot of guys playing right now, they're not even aware of that rule. You're going to tell them, but they've been playing American rules so long that they're not even thinking about that. So great awareness by Rise and Grind to knock that off the rim.
4:17 before halftime. And Johnson with the soft touch. Bijan Johnson played professionally in Australia last season. Went to New Mexico Military Institute out of Houston, Texas. If you can play, they'll find you.
That is a true statement right there. And I tell you what, Bob, if you have any vacation plans, check out Australia. It's a spot to go to.
My man, Dyson Daniels, has extended the invitation.
There you go.
And I will be taking him up on it. Foul on Mart, and we come to immediate timeout. 22-19, Rise and Grind. Dyson. Yeah. No. I'll find out. Let you know. But his brother, Dyson's on his way. Yeah. It's hard to get offensively. So intense. 3:55 remaining in the first half, and the Green Mountain men from Vermont with the basketball. They have fallen behind by 3, and their shooting has really tailed off. Penn carries one up and in. We talked about his ability to get to the basket. You saw it right there.
Yeah, well, when in doubt, when the shots aren't dropping, put your head down and attack the rim, see what you can get by being aggressive.
Johnson connects again. He's looked good in this first half.
He's hit a few tough shots. Offensively, you just like to see these guys get a little bit more off-ball movement and stop being so stagnant because, again, that's going to end up in tough shot after tough shot.
And Johnson fouling Deloney on the drive.
Rise and grind foul.
The gentleman in black on the rise and grind bench is hand to his chin. That's the head coach, Kerry Keating. Longtime head coach out west at Santa Clara, head man there from 07 to 16. Former UCLA assistant. This is a good ball game. These are two well-coached teams.
Well, we talk about the players and the experience from college and overseas. How about the coaching staff? These guys have college experience, high level would be prep school, overseas experience, and also NBA experience. So these guys are putting their players in situations where they can have success.
Assisting Kerry on the bench is Chris Hamilton, coaching at his second TBT, former Franklin College head coach. 24-21, 17 seconds on the rise and grind shot clock. The fans have turned out. They're getting ready, of course, for Boeheim's Army coming up later tonight, but they're basketball knowledgeable here, very much so, and they're enjoying this, watching two professional teams go at it.
Well, it's summertime. What sports are on? To be able to have it right here in your hometown, high-level basketball. I mean, there's a lot of basketball heads here in the Syracuse community, so they enjoy coming out watching high-level basketball being played.
Green Mountain foul number 25, Drew Urquhart, his first.
Drew Urquhart with the foul. And a timeout has been taken by Rise and Grind. 2:37 to go in the second quarter, 24-21, Rise and Grind. Out of the timeout, here comes Rise and Grind. 2.5 to go. First half. Crockett will fire and connect. T.J. Crockett, he's got a little wiggle to him. Wiry, 6'2" guard. Urquhart missing. Had a good look. Oh, Duncan. Quick hands, but couldn't complete the steal. Crockett again. 29-21.
Bob, you could tell Crockett's a guy who, when he plays overseas, he has the ball in his hands a lot. He can create for himself, and he's not afraid. You can't be afraid out here to miss shots. You got to go ahead and be aggressive and play your game.
Duncan. Defense sort of evaporated on that drive.
Well, you know what we call that? That's the Olay defense.
Yes. 29-23. And this one thrown away as Hunter Dean thought he was fouled. Didn't get a call. He's shaking up a bit. He's bending at the waist. He's a little out of your picture. There he is coming in on the left side.
30-second timeout. They go 30-second timeout.
And a 30-second timeout has been called with 1:15 to go in the half. .115 left, and it has been an offensive struggle here for Green Mountain in the second quarter. Green Mountain had 16 points after the first. They've scored only 7 here in the second.
Credit Rise and Grind. They're getting up, and then the ball movement has become a little bit more stagnant. Only 1 assist in the second quarter for Vermont Alum.
And they turn it over. 3-on-2. Scoop to the hoop by Johnson. But Johnson and Crockett have been impressive. Penn's runner is good. 31-25. This one's short by T.J. Crockett. Shot clock is off. And a whistle. Foul coming on T.J. Crockett of Rise and Grind. So the 6th seed looking for its first TBT victory, up by 6 with 4.8 left.
That was a good foul right there by Crockett, giving Green Mountain only about 5 seconds to make a play.
Urquhart got it up and a foul.
Rise and Grind foul number 25.
This foul on Jamison. It's going to put Urquhart on the line for 2 free throws with 3.6.
Well, Bob, that's the second time we saw in this game that little underneath out of bounds play just to lob. Both teams did a great job on just sealing their defender and just catching it over top, drawing the foul.
Urquhart played 4 years at Vermont from 14 to 18. Vancouver, British Columbia native. He was a workhorse in college. 135 games played. Second shot, no good. And that is going to be a foul. Yes, they're going to call a foul on Robin Duncan with .7. After the horn, and that is going to be the end of our first half. With the score, Rise and Grind 31, Green Mountain 25. Back in Syracuse, Bob Rathman, Eric Dievendorf, great to have you with us here for TBT. This is game 2 of the Syracuse Regional. And Rise and Grind outscored the Green Mountain men 22-9, Eric, in that second quarter, and they've got a 6-point lead.
I think Vermont, their Green Mountain men, they lost their ball movement in the second quarter, only 1 assist. You got to credit Rise and Grind, defensive ball pressure, they were up and they were playing. And then on the other side, Rise and Grind offensively, Crockett, Johnson, Mark doing a great job of just making plays individually for themselves and for their teammates. Vermont has to pick up the intensity on the defensive side of the ball and look to create turnovers and get out in transition the second half.
And they got to get their best shooters going, too. Rise and Grind, first possession, and another big dunk for Hunter Dean. 33-25. Shungu and Deloney were a combined 1 for 10 in the first half. Turnover. Bumping it off the rim, Bracy Davis. TBT, Urquhart starting the second half. Takes it from the wing, short.
But I'll tell you what a great job that Rise and Grind is doing is they're playing great off-the-ball defense. They're making it hard for them to get the ball. Now when they do get the ball, they're tired when they have it, so it's going to be a harder shot offensively for Vermont.
Spin move by Johnson. Couldn't flip it in. Her card right there. And from the wing, a big shot for Dylan Penn.
That's what you want to do. Get out in transition, get easy looks, easy opportunities. Great job, Penn, running the floor. Great job finding them, knocking it down for the open transition look.
Crockett. Ooh, that was contact after the shot, too. A three-pointer by Crockett. 35-28.
Bob, every time on a shot, he leans back a little bit, but he's holding that foul throw up so it can get up and over. But he's been great, just doing a great job individually making plays.
Air ball, rebounded by Crockett. Oh, left short. Duncan behind the back. Keeps the drive going, ran out of room. And Duncan gets it off the high glass.
I don't know if he got away with the travel right there or something, but it worked out for the Green Mountain men. Rise and Grind looked like big fella blew a tire out there on that layup, but it was a great find in transition by Crockett.
Dean going up.
Don't count the basket. It is a quick ball.
And a kicked ball. We'll give it to Rise and Grind. Tell you what, Dean is a big man who moves so well.
Well, and that's the game now, right? You do the Atlanta Hawks. You see all these guys are 7 foot 6'11", and they can shoot, pass, and dribble. The game has transformed into there's not really it's positionless basketball. You know, everybody can play and handle the ball, and everybody is highly skilled.
Johnson turns it over. Contact and the foul by Rayshawn Mart. Slamming into Shungu.
First team foul of the third quarter.
And Ben's going to go to the line.
And honestly, Bob, I think for Green Mountain men, they have to try to get out and play fast in transition and get easy opportunities. They did a great job in the first quarter moving the ball and get open looks. Rise and Grind stepped up the defensive pressure and made it tougher for them. But if you can get out in transition and get easy buckets, be aggressive to the basket. If you don't finish, hopefully you went aggressive enough to where you can draw the foul. Shungu doing a great job getting there, having the opportunity to knock down 2 free throws.
Last season played in Israel and Turkey. Over 1,000 points scored in his Vermont career. Played there from 17 to 22. Fan favorite, too. 35-32. Crockett. They work the wing, and they got a wrestling match underneath. And this foul is going to go against Dylan Penn.
His first personal and the first team foul of the third quarter.
Rise and Grind in the gray uniforms. Rocket missing from the wing. Robin Duncan brings it ahead. Oh, nice defense on the drive by Penn. Dean kicks it out. Wing three on the way. No good by Johnson. And now we got to reach in. Foul on the Vermont alums. 5:32 to go. Third quarter.
Third personal. Team second.
And a steal. Lane is good. Well done by Nick Fiorillo.
Great job using his body to protect the ball against Dean, finishing at the rim.
Johnson gets it back. Gracie Davis. Atwood. 10 on the shot clock. And a turnover. Rocket thought he got hit across the arm, but no call.
Bob, at TBT, they're not going to call every single call at all. They're going to let you play. They're going to be physical. And even the possession before right here, I seen Shungu and Johnson going at it, just talking back. This is a competitive – TBT is a competitive tournament. Obviously, you're playing for $1 million. But these guys, it's a lot of pride on the line, too. You want to go out there and show how good you are as a basketball player. You're competing at a high level.
Iophalia kicking it back to Penn. 10 on the shot clock. Corner three. And over the glass and out of bounds. 4:37 left in the third.
Well, it's a missed shot, but it's not a bad shot. It was an open shot. Good job by Penn driving downhill with a strong hand, getting in the paint, drawing the defender, and kicking it out. If you get more of those opportunities, eventually you're going to knock those down.
It's a 1-point game. Whoa. TJ Atwood took exception of that pressure by Duncan, and now the Duncan foul is called.
Foul number 55, Robin Duncan. That is his second and the team's third.
To your point, it gets a little feisty, Devo.
We talked about it last game, Bob. How are you setting the tone? Are you being hesitant or are you being aggressive? And when you're aggressive the whole game, the refs are going to let some of that go because they know that you're playing like that consistently.
Dean turns and dunks. Internationally in Slovakia. He's been impressive.
Impressive and a big body, and like you mentioned, Bob, he can really move.
Yes.
Well, side to side, getting up and down the floor.
From the top, a three-pointer by Nick Fiorillo.
I think that's one thing that Vermont can do is bring Dean away from the rim and try to make him play.
Dean fouled. Going up. This game tied at 37. And we have a timeout on the floor. All even in Syracuse, game 2.
That is his second and the team's fourth. We will shoot 2 and come back from this medium timeout.
This ought to be a good Elam end.
Yeah. Well, 9 minutes, yeah.
Number 12, Hunter Dean at the line, shooting.
As we come back to play, Hunter Dean at the foul line here for Rise and Grind. He started his collegiate career at Southern Miss, then played 3 seasons at George Washington, and then moved back home. He's a Mandeville, Louisiana native, played that 23-24 season at LSU. As we mentioned, played in Slovakia as a pro last season. And another 3. Boy, Big Nick has come through twice.
That's the advantage Vermont has. Their bigs can shoot. They can take away Rise and Grind's bigs away from the basket, create driving lanes, and if you don't step up, they're going to knock it down.
40-37 Green Mountain. Bracy Davis on the deck. And steps out of bounds. And he may be shaken up a bit. He is on the baseline and not feeling well. But now shakes it off and gets back into the defensive stance.
It's just a part of the game. It's a part of the game.
This is the grind part of Rise and Grind. This one's out of bounds, so a turnover. Gives it back to the 6th seed. If you're just joining us on YouTube, it's been a very even game, very competitive. Green Mountain got off to a good start in the first quarter, and then Rise and Grind dominated the second. 3-point difference on the board right now. And there have been very few fouls called in this game. And that's not a knock on the officiating. That's just been these are 2 well-coached and well-executing teams, and there have been a lot of fouling.
Well, I'll tell you this, Bob. When you go over to play in Europe and you're going over to play overseas, you're not going to get any calls. None at all. So these guys are used to that type of play. And then you want to be even more aggressive. If you know they're not going to call it, be even more aggressive. Force the ref to call the foul.
Now, what a game like this suggests is when we get to the Elam ending, it's going to be fun.
And it's going to be interesting to see who sticks together, right, as a team. We know the cohesiveness of the Vermont Love team is there. We know 4 of the 5 starters from Rise and Grind had play together. Who's going to stick together through adversity? And Crockett has been making those type of shots all game. Individually, he has excelled.
T.J. Crockett doing the job. Crockett's now got 12 points. Here's Deloney, now back to Penn. Lefty shooting and hitting. He nails a 3. 42-41 Green Mountain. Crockett skids to a stop, regroups. And connects. Stand up Lindenwood. St. Charles, Missouri. And a steal. Laying is good. T.J. Atwood makes it 45-42, Rise and Grind.
And they have the perfect team name, Rise and Grind, because these guys are a bunch of grinders out there. They're going to fight tooth and nail every single possession.
Pass batted down, 10 to shoot. Flicked away, again recovered by Vermont alums. Alafalia, no. And this one saved by Rise and Grind. Good effort by Crockett.
Well, just the activity by these guys, getting deflections, hustling. Great job defensively by Rise and Grind.
Spin move and a block shot. Saquon Jamison denied. 14 on the shot clock as Robin Duncan comes in. And we should mention, too, if you missed it, only 8 in uniform for Green Mountain. And you wonder, is fatigue going to be a factor late? Well, Eric O'Grady's done a good job cycling guys in and out.
And one of those guys that they lost, Ben Carlson, who was the only guy that didn't go to Vermont, broke his foot in the scrimmage.
That's why they are down 2-8. 47-42, rise and grind. A ghost screen and a three. And a foul on rise and grind. Duncan got leveled.
Rise and grind foul number 25, Saquon Jameson.
And I think the question now is, did the foul occur? Yes, they put 1.3 on the clock. I was wondering, did the foul occur before the expiration of time? We're down to 1.3 on the game clock. Shot clock is off. And it's going to be out of bounds for Green Mountain. Duncan, the trigger man. Looking. And the turnaround, no good. We got a foul at the buzzer. Larry Iofile will be at the line here shooting two.
His first, team's third.
And I'm not sure about the game clock. It's showing 0.
Number 0, Larry Iofile at the line shooting two.
So Follier will step up here. They're going to put 0.3 back on the clock.
Well, Bob, regardless, there's a difference between being aggressive defensively and being out of control. If you're going to close out, just contest the shot, especially with 1 second left.
Got to be aware of that clock.
Absolutely.
His first taste of professional basketball. Cashes in at the line to make it a 3-point game, and we go to the fourth. Rise and grind, 47, Green Mountain 44.
Fans, as a reminder, TBT uses the Elam ending to conclude each game. At the first dead ball, with under 4 minutes to go, the game clock shuts off. A target score is then set by adding 8 points to the leading team's score. We then play with no clock until one team reaches the target score, and that team wins.
We go to the fourth quarter, and that will be leading us into the Elam ending. Rise and Grind is up by 3. Neither team's had a double-digit lead. Rise and Grind has been up by as many as 8. Green Mountain men led by 7 in the first period, and Rise and Grind with the lead. And, Eric, you were pointing out during the break, they've only shot 2 free throws and missed them both.
And as aggressive that they've been to the rim, it just seems like they would have got to the line a little bit more, but they just got to continue to be aggressive. Great shot right there by Sungu.
His 3-ball ties it at 47. We had a incredible Elam ending in game one, won by We Are D3. Atwood gets out of the corner but turns it over. Picked up by the Green Mountain men, and now they look in transition. Io lets it fly from the top. Rise and grind with it. We got guys crashing into Gucci Row. Everybody's okay. 47 all. And again, TJ Crockett. He's up to 15.
I tell you what, if it gets down to the Elam ending for Rise and Grind, I know who I'm giving the ball to.
And TJ has been outstanding. 7 of 12 from the field. Out of bounds. Knocked away by Rise and Grind. Here comes Hunter Dean back in the ball game for Rise and Grind. The big fella enters your picture and gets ready to take up a lot of space in that paint.
And he is a big-time impact on both ends of the floor, just his size and ability to move.
49-47. Duncan with contact scores. Robin Duncan, tough move.
Always work on your feet. Kept the play alive with his feet. Great job using his body, creating space.
Crockett with a heat check. 49 all. 7:10 to go on the game clock. We'll shut it off at the 4-minute mark. Crockett commits the foul.
In the fourth quarter.
And body foul by Mart.
Rise and grind foul on number 3, Rayshawn Mart. That is his
Fourth foul.
team foul.
And just to remind everyone, you get 6 in TBT, despite the fact we play, for the most part, collegiate rules.
Number 15, TJ.
And this right here, if you're Rise and Grind, just continue to play solid defense. You've been playing really good defense the whole game. Each possession right here defensively is valuable for you.
A beautiful stroke for Urquhart.
So we talked about Vermont being able to bring the bigs of Rise and Grind away from the rim.
That's an offensive foul on Bracy Davis as he pushed off.
Rise and grind foul number 11, Kevin Bracy Davis. That is his second and the team's second.
Two minutes and 50 seconds of playing time on the clock before we get to the Elam ending. This is Dylan Penn handling at midcourt. Shot clock at 10. Nice give and go, and Penn lays it in. The big fella, Drew Urquhart. Perfect pass.
That's when this camaraderie comes into play. You saw the pat and immediately just cuts off his big. It looks like they've been playing together.
And with that, a Rise and Grind timeout as they have fallen 5 behind. So Green Mountain getting up off the deck here, and they lead it by 5. 6:12 to go on the game clock. We'll be back. 6:12 on the game clock, 2:12 until we shut that game clock off and get ready for the Elam ending here in Green Mountain. Eric Diebendorf, they put themselves in a good spot here.
Absolutely, and it rise and grind. They can't lose their composure heading into the Elam ending.
Bracy Davis coming back into the ball game for Rise and Grind. .15 on the shot clock. Johnson spins, baseline, fade for two. What a beauty. Man, that was a great move.
And it was defended very well.
Yes.
Great defense, better offense. Happens a lot in the NBA, I'm sure.
Yes, sir. Just about every other time down the floor.
Exactly.
5:41 on the game clock. Oh, nice fake. Good recovery by Rise and Grind. Penn, though, on the deck into the glass.
Well, great job just playing off the long closeout. You see his momentum's taking him, pump fake, get right to the rim. Great job by Penn.
Turnover. Lob. Tipped in. Wow. They can't connect on the lob, but a fortuitous tip in makes it 58-51.
Well, Vermont kept playing. Rise and Grind stopped.
Dean held underneath.
Rebound foul number 0, O'Leary Ayo Fogaye, his third, and the team's first in the fourth quarter. Number 3, Rayshawn Mark back in for Rise and Grind.
.55 seconds before the Elam ending. TJ Crockett. They need a basket in the worst way to stay out of that Elam ending danger zone. And they get the three from Kevin Bracy Davis.
Big time shot right there from Bracy Davis.
4-point spread. Urquhart. And a foul on the Vermont alums.
Rebound and foul number 0, O'Leary Ayo Fogaye, his fourth personal. Team second.
Bob, I tell you what, Vermont found something that works for them. They're doing a great job picking and popping, and now they're playing off a long closeouts. All you have to do is make a decision. If you don't have a wide open shot, then you're just driving it straight to the basket trying to make a play.
.15 seconds until the Elam ending. First dead ball. After that, the target score will be set. Crockett. Dean. Dribble handoff. Rescreens. Step back. Johnson. Good! Boy, he's been impressive. 58-56.
Impressive. Crockett and Johnson are a handful in that backcourt to guard.
And TJ Crockett wisely takes the foul to stop the game and set the target score. So we have a 2-point affair. The target score, add 8 to the Green Mountain total. They'll play to 66 when we come back.
Where can I fit in?
That's what.
I'm going to tell our guys about Hunter. Absolutely. He's a guy. I mean,
You want him to come in and just play a role? Yeah.
he's probably 6'10", 250.
He's a big boy out there.
Great shooter.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Fans, we have crossed into the Elam ending. The target score is 66 points. 66. The first team
Well, which way is this one going to go?
is the winner.
Green Mountain 58, Rise and Grind 56. The game clock has been shut off. We will play with the shot clock. And the first team to get to 66 points will win this game in advance to the second round. Eric Devendorf, this has been a wonderful basketball game.
Both teams have been grinding out, really fighting hard each and every single possession, and that's what it's going to come down to. Who's going to take care of the ball and who's going to value each and every single possession.
After the foul, the Green Mountain men have it out of bounds. Tough shot. And we've got a foul on Green Mountain. It's going to be on Drew Urquhart for the push.
Oh, and Bob, here's my thing with that. You can get that shot anytime you want, especially if there's no time on the clock. You're just going against the shot clock. Get it back out, reset, and get a better look, because that's a possession that you would love to have back.
Every possession magnified in the Elam ending. Crockett to the wing. Johnson for three. Bricks it. Shungu head down. Cut off. Io lets it fly. The rainbow is no good. And it's out of bounds to Rise and Grind.
And it's almost like you feel them rushing a little bit because they're trying so hard to get to that Elam ending number, right, that they're rushing when there's no need for that. Get the best shot available. Move the basketball if it's not there. Use the whole shot clock if you need to.
And I think, too, Devo, that's the conditioning of the player's mind. You
100%.
know you're at the end of the game. You think the clock is working against you when it's not. There is no clock, just the shot clock.
100%. Well, that's the awareness.
Yeah,
awareness has to come into play.
Have to change your thinking. I mean, Elam ending is fascinating.
I love it.
Nice duck in, but it rolls off. Neither team has scored so far. On the handoff, Dylan Penn left it short. Rise and Grind the other way. TJ Crockett's been a hot man all afternoon. Rises up.
It's just a shot that you don't need. And in the beginning, I'm even going down to Dean at first, seeing if I can get an easy one at the bucket or get a foul chance to go to the line.
Penn on the baseline. 15 on the shot clock. Fake the big man, but no shot. Catch and shoot for Io. That's no good. Rebound Dean.
Both teams, every possession. Jump shot, jump shot, jump shot, jump shot. Nothing to the basket.
Test it. Probe it. See what's in there. Dean's got his back to the basket. Now he's going to screen. But a turnover here gives it to the Green Mountain team. Duncan. Nowhere to go. Up for grabs. Shot clock continues at 20 and a timeout.
And a good one.
Yes. A 30-second timeout for Green Mountain. We'll be back in the Elam ending. 66, the target score.
that middle and just catch and go. She's trying to keep us in the rim. All right, free throws. All right, I hate that one. They got to have opportunity outside of the line every time. The aggressor always wins. These guys, we don't want to.
Back in Syracuse, Elam ending. 15 seconds on the shot clock for Penn. He puts up a tough one and a foul. And this is going to be on Rise and Grind, I believe, yes, on TJ Atwood. And that is going to put Rise and Grind in the penalty. This was a shooting foul, so Penn's going to get 2 free throws here. Green Mountain still has a foul to give. And Penn ready at the line. So the first point of the Elam ending is secured for either team. And Penn makes it 59-56. The Green Mountain men currently 7 points away. And he gets them both. 6 points needed by Green Mountain.
Rise and Grind, you don't need to force anything. You could still go down to Dean, but the further you get out, now you're going to have to start going a little bit quicker.
Hart for 3. Green Mountain the other way. Gungu. Io going in for the big flush, the big fella. Oh, my goodness.
Woo!
62-56. Talk about Rise and Grind.
Right.
Man, what a flush that was for Green Mountain, and a turnover. 3-on-1 the other way. Ahead for the lay, and it's good by Penn. And now Green Mountain is 2 points away from winning this thing. A shame we don't have replay for Io Falaya with the dunk on that baseline. My goodness.
You got to give credit to Shungu. He made both of those plays happen just by pushing the ball, getting out in transition, finding them, playing off the long closeout, and he rose up and dunked aggressively.
That was a beautiful thing. And now, Rise and Grind has their backs to the wall.
Bob, we talked about it earlier. Are they going to keep their composure? You know, who has that camaraderie? Who's playing together? And it looks like the Green Mountain men, they kept their composure. They're continuing to play together. You see him have a couple good possessions. Rise and Grind, they coming down, forcing the issue a little bit, not executing. Turns into a transition bucket for Green Mountain men.
Io Falia, the 6'8", recent grad, with the shot of the day for the Green Mountain men.
He has to get that photo. He has to get that photo. Somebody took a photo in here.
I hope. Immortalized in TBT history. Well, Rise and Grind now. Trying to score here in the Elam ending. They've been shut out so far. Crockett. Shot clock a factor now. 8, 7. Hart, nowhere to go. The shot's blocked. And knocked out of bounds by Payne. And 2 seconds on the shot clock here for Rise and Grind.
Green Mountain men now, they know they can kind of press up a little bit more. They have the lead. They're feeling good. And defensively, they're doing a great job of just flying around, being active.
Shot clock reset to 4. Johnson in tight. A sea of arms taken down by the Vermont alums, and here they come. A chance to win it, this time down the floor. And a timeout. So the Green Mountain men, their general manager, Jake Marsh, he made the right choice. Get out of broadcasting. Be in the front office. Get a win.
Absolutely. You know, Vermont, they've done a great job of keeping their composure. Not so much for Rise and Grind, but right here for this last possession, do what's been working for you, Green Mountain men. Go into that pick and pop. Try to bring that big away from the basket, play off a long closeout, make a decision, and make a play.
What a moment for this team. And quite frankly, Devo, this is one of the younger teams in TBT, and they held it together through all the stress of this first game here today. Green Mountain about ready to seize victory.
Well, you got to give credit to the coaching staff. They're just keeping them composed. They're talking to them during the timeouts, making sure that they're being efficient on the offensive side of the ball, communicating and being active on the defensive side of the ball.
2 points away for Green Mountain.
Number 1, Aaron Deloney. Number 25, Drew Urquhart. Both back in for Green Mountain men.
Aaron Deloney re-enters the lineup. Drew Urquhart is out there as well. Now let's see if they dust off one of the Catamounts' old favorites here to win this one. Here it comes. 20 on the shot clock. Penn. Tip no. Rise and Grind. Lives for another possession. They have not scored in the Elam ending. Crockett inside. And there's your post. Been waiting for that for about a quarter and a half.
It's something that they should have done right away just to set the tone, right? Knowing that you got some points on the board, now everything is going to flow a little bit better. But now they got to string together some stops on the defensive side of the ball.
Hunter Dean, the big man from Mandeville, Louisiana. 1 year removed from that last graduate season at LSU, finally gets Rise and Grind an Elam ending point.
9 points for the win.
Shungu and Robin Duncan come in for Green Mountain. Second shot for Hunter Dean. And it rolls off the rim. A 2 or a 3 will do it for Green Mountain. A lot of contact out front. And on the spin move, we have a turnover and then the foul on Green Mountain. Going to send Crockett to the line. Both teams over the limit, so this will be just one free throw here for T.J. Crockett.
Bob Martin did a great job right there, just blowing up the pick and roll. They wanted to get into that pick and pop. He didn't even let him get to it, caused the turnover. Great defensive play by Mart.
58th point for Rise and Grind. 6 away. Green Mountain is 2 away. Rise and Grind ball. Crockett. Johnson. Hunter Dean screen. Johnson gets a look, hits a 3, and he's fouled. Oh, my goodness. What a break for Rise and Grind, and what a massive mistake for Green Mountain.
Every possession matters. When you get an extra possession, these guys are professionals. They're going to take advantage of those extra possessions that you give them. Johnson, great job knocking it down. Opportunity for a 4-point play.
Bijan Johnson misses the free throw, but Rise and Grind has it. Johnson thought about a three, put it back in the holster. It's a 64-61 score. Rise and Grind is 5 points away. Quickly inside to Hart. Can't do anything. Corner three. Good! Oh, my goodness. T.J. Crockett ties it at 64, and now the next basket wins it either way. 6 quick points for Rise and Grind. Here's Penn. Cross court to Duncan. Back in the middle to Penn. 15 on the shot clock. Penn's going to drive it. It's smothered and a foul. If it's a shooting foul, Penn will go to the line. Yes, he'll shoot 2. He can end it at the stripe.
It's a great job by Duncan right there. Realizing the switch that Penn had with the big fella, got him the ball back, let Penn go downhill and be aggressive to the rim.
Rise and Grind is going to take a timeout. And the intrigue and the mystery is if Penn misses one of these 2 shots, if Rise and Grind can come up with the ball, they can win it on the next possession.
Crockett, Johnson, and Mart. Those are 3 guys that you could just give them the ball and they can go make a play. If I'm Penn, I'm making both of my free throws right here.
Yes. That's exactly what is going through his mind, because 2 free throws ends it at the target score of 66. But if he misses, you got to, if it's the second shot, you got to get that rebound if you Rise and Grind and get it and go and see if you can get something in transition quickly. This is what makes the Elam ending so fantastic.
And then if they do miss the second one, if you're Green Mountain men, you got to run back and get back on defense.
Sprint back. Find those guys in transition. A hush comes over the crowd as Penn shoots the first of 2. Oh, the door is open. The door for Rise and Grind is open. Make or miss. They can win it on the next possession. Penn. Missed them both. Follow. No good. Tip-in is good.
Wow.
And Green Mountain wins it on a tip-in. Duncan got it. And this crazy Elam ending serves us well one more time. Green Mountain had 2 free throws. They missed them both. The second one on a second attempt gets tipped in for the winner.
You have to box out at the free throw line.
Unbelievable. And Green Mountain advances. Derek O'Grady, you sure you want to be a head coach?
Hey, Bob, we got the easy job right here. We win no matter what.
Oh, my goodness. What a finish. And what disappointment for Rise and Grind. They had the opportunity but could not secure an defensive rebound. And the Green Mountain men, they're going to have Coach Derek O'Grady put it on the no. They're saying, Coach, you got it. You got your first win as a head coach. It's up to you to put that thing on the big board. What a moment for Vermont. Derek O'Grady, the Catamount assistant, the head man at TBT. And there it goes. Green Mountain men advance. What a ball game. Devo, that was great.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Bob. You made it easy on me.
That was a lot of fun, buddy. Enjoyed working with you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And good luck to Boeheim's Army.
Yeah.
We'll be watching you and critiquing you on the sideline a little bit later.
I appreciate you.
Our final score, Green Mountain 66, Rise and Grind 64.
Boeheim's Army, the number 8 seed Herkimer Originals in the first round. That game tips off in approximately 70 minutes. 1 hour, 10 minutes. Boeheim's Army versus Herkimer Originals.
Thank you.
like I say, I'll send you all that
Yeah,
stuff
please,
tomorrow.
please do. Please, I'd love
I'll
that.
talk to you after as we get ready for the month. Yeah, so I'll give you a call.
Yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate you thinking.
Thank you. Yeah, please send me that stuff. I'd like the app and all that. Yeah.
I'll give you both. I'll give you Jeff Chapman style. Chapman charges for this right here.
Okay.
Mine, I just do myself.
Yeah.
All you got to do is about the system. Like
Yeah, well, that's how we do. Well, that's like they buy the synergy.
Yeah.
Oh, man. How you? Right? Oh, yeah. We've been around, baby. Now I gotta switch polos. I gotta go to TBT for the Mayhem. I know, right? Okay, baby. Number one down.
I said on
Good job, man.
you made the right choice. Get out of broadcasting and get in the front office. No, I missed this.
Yeah. Right. Congrats, man.
Oh, yeah. Ego's going to be otherwise detained.
Back tonight.
TBT, man.
I know what to expect. I'm telling you, dude, don't play around. Set the tone right away. Like, you got to hit them in their face right away.
You're a press pro. You probably got about a year at some point. That's okay. See stats? Come on in, make yourself at home. All right.